In this video, I want to show you how you can use conditional formatting for the accent bars in Power BI, which is such an easy way to guide the attention of the user. Because if you look at these accent bars, they are very subtle. You can put them like at the top of the card visual or at the bottom or left or right. And you can make them like 2, 3, 4 pixels wide. So they're not like in your face, something's wrong. They're just a subtle way to show, did we hit a target? How is this value compared to, for example, last year? And all these kind of things. So I want to show you how to create them. So let's go into Power BI. And here you see a report where I actually did that. You see I have sales this year, target, quantity, average sales price. And you see at the top I have this accent bars. I also have some little shapes here, but let's focus on these accent bars. Now, if I click on a category, for example, headphones, you see they change. Now they're all green. And office electronics, they're all bad because they're lower than last year. And office supplies, we see some of them are red, some of them are green. And of course, you could pick every color you want here. I use red and green because in these shapes that I have, I also have like an arrow up or down. So if someone couldn't see red or green, they still could see the context of what is going on. Now, when I tried this the first time, it didn't work because I chose the card visual. I click on this to show you. Actually, this is the card visual. And in the card visual, you can add all kinds of values. The problem is if you have your card visual here, and let's say we add another value here, and we go to cards and accent bars, what happens is the conditional formatting that we can apply applies to everything. And that doesn't make a lot of sense because I want it to be applied for every card. So what's the workaround here? I create a card for all my values. Now, that's not even that much extra work because if you ever use this card visual, you know that even if it looks very easy to add all these values, you need to click so many times to make changes to the detail, to the label, to everything. So you can just create 4 or 5 of these KPIs one by one. There's not that much extra work here. At least I don't change stuff by accident anymore. So here I have this card and I can show you what I did before I knew this trick. I inserted like a shape like this and then I put it like behind the value and then I would say shape, style, fill and use the conditional formatting there. And the tricky thing is it never lines out completely. It always looks a little bit off. So I was really wondering how to fix that, but you can do that with the accent bar. So I click on my card visual and I go to cards in the format pane. And there you have accent bars. And you can say where you want the accent bars, or you could also have it at the bottom, at the right, at the left. Maybe at the left would also make some sense. I chose the top, just personal choice here. Of course, you would need to discuss this with the user. And you see I have a width of 7. You could do 1, then it's super subtle. You can almost not see it. And then what's happening here is the conditional formatting. Conditional formatting, if I open this, you see I have it based on the field value. You can say gradient rules, field value. You could say rules, for example, sales difference. If the sales difference is above 0, I want a certain color. If it's below 0, I want a certain color. So you could totally do this rule-based. I chose field value because I created a DAX measure that actually tells me which color to use. I can show you. It's this one. What did I do there? It's a DAX measure. Let's increase this. Where I say if my sales difference, sales year on year in this example, is above 0, I want this color, and that's the green color that we see. Otherwise, I want the red color. And then I can do the conditional formatting field-based. Like I said, you could totally do this also rule-based. And the most important part is that you click on your card visual and you enable the accent bars. They're not enabled by default, so you need to enable them and then choose this rule. And this makes it so much easier to see what's going on. And I thought, let's share this because I worked for the longest time with the workaround using the shapes, grouping everything, and then it's never perfectly aligned. So let's share all the good stuff.